Bitcoin has been going down since the last 3 weeks. The possibility of this candle closing red is pretty high. Let's analyze this from the price action point of view. So what is going on when Bitcoin is at this level, and how did it get rejected at this particular level of 82,000? If we consider the concepts of price action, there are two of the key aspects. One of them is break of structure, and the second one is order blocks. The break of structure happens when the price closes below the swing point. Now, in this rally, downtrend, not the rally, but in this downtrend, the break of structure happened when this swing point was broken. The swing point was at 80,619. And this swing point was created in November when the price went all the way down and had a pullback. Now, this pullback led to another swing point over here because price could not go further up after reaching to this particular swing point. And then price continued its downtrend where this candle in January 26th broke this swing point. And when it broke the swing point, that is what we call break of structure. It continued its downtrend for a few more weeks. Once it settled down, it went back over here. Whenever the price crosses a swing point, whenever the break of structure happens, usually price rallies back to the break of structure. So either it is this one, or the other possibility is price rallies back to the order block. Here we have a bearish order block, and order block is the candle which basically triggered a particular trend. Here it's a bearish order block because this was the last candle before the bearish trend or the downtrend began. So either price comes back and mitigates the price action over here, or it would come down here, go back, mitigate the order block either here, or the third possibility is coming back, sweeping stop losses over here, and then continuing its downtrend. Over here, right now, it looks like price is not going back up to this order block. Though it can happen, but given the conditions, in the sense that we are in the midterm year, it's less likely that price will go back up to 97,000, 100,000 or something. And even if it goes, we have first thing to tackle is this order block. Second one is again this break of structure. So these two are pretty strong price values which the market has to tackle. What else is there from the price action point of view? So whenever we see a candle such as this one, where you have a huge wick over here, price tends to break this structure. So this swing point, there is a pretty good chance that we would break this swing point. Now, if we look at some of the historical patterns in price action, look at this one. Over here at 25,000, the price broke the structure. There was a huge wick, we saw break of structure. There was a huge wick, we saw break of structure. every single time during the bear market year, we saw a breakout structure. This kind of wicks, they usually, if they make a V-shaped recovery, are usually just the liquidity sweep. But if it is a accumulation phase where you see price action going sideways, then it's quite likely that after the wick has happened, there is a sideways price action, and then price will continue to go in the other direction. For the moment, how I see it is this particular price, what we see over here, is quite likely to be broken at some point. Not sure when. It could happen in next week, because this is not a huge difference of price. It is maybe just 20%, around 16-17% from the current price. Bitcoin's bottom formation is quite likely to be after the price breaks this swing point. And this has happened almost in every cycle. Over here, we saw this wick happening, and then there was sideways action. If the sideways action comes into picture for a very long time, it's less likely that this price will be broken. But over here, we saw a V-shaped recovery. If it's a V-shaped recovery and sideways action, and this was again midterm year, we saw the price breaking at this point. We saw price breaking at this point. It would have happened that price breaks at this point, but there is other aspect about the midterm years ending, and we are into accumulation phase. This brings me to our model of accumulation and distribution, where we have this accumulation lines and distribution lines. Price, when it crosses the distribution lines, we have seen Bitcoin in its bear market. When the price crosses the accumulation line, that is basically end of the bear market, but that does not mean Bitcoin has bottomed. Every cycle we saw, whenever the price crosses accumulation line, in within a week or few weeks, there is a bottom over here in 2022. And it's quite likely that we will see price cross the accumulation line, and then from whatever the level at what the price is, you might see another 25 to 30% drop. Let's say the price has crossed this swing point and has done a break of structure at this point. Let's say it's just at 55,000. Another drop of 20% will bring us to 45, which in a way fits quite well with the bullish order block over here. This would be the bullish order block. So price could mitigate over here, stay there for a few weeks before it starts its next bull market. There is one more indicator which I want to add it, and that is Gaussian channel. Whenever the price fell into the Gaussian channel, bear market has been confirmed. And price continues to stay in this bear market until it has crossed the accumulation line. And even after that, it stays below the Gaussian channel, and it continues to accumulate for a few weeks or few months. But once it closes inside the band significantly, that's when we can confidently say we are in the next bull rally. So far, price has not closed in the channel. If we want price to get back into the next bull market. We have to see price closing in the channel, staying there for a week or so, and then going back up. But this only happens when the price has bottomed, stayed sideways, stays in the accumulation period, closes above the correction channel, and then we see price continuing to or starting the next bull market. I think that would be all for today's video. If you like the content, then do hit the subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.